attack on Ukraine since the war began. At least 4 were killed in Kyiv after Russia launched more than 800 drones early Sunday. Hamas given a chance to reach peace now ahead of Israel's renewed offensive in Gaza. Fox's Ashley Strohmeyer explains.
President Trump issuing an ultimatum to Hamas: accept his hostage and ceasefire deal or face the consequences. The president calling this his final warning and says Israel has already agreed to his terms. This comes just days after Trump claimed his staff was in deep negotiations with the militant group. Hamas saying it has received the proposal. That deal reportedly calls for the immediate release of all Israeli hostages in exchange for thousands of Palestinian prisoners being freed. Israel would also immediately freeze fighting and start negotiations to end the war. This all happened as Israel appears to push forward with its planned takeover of Gaza City.
America's listening to Fox News.
From around the world,
Trey Yingst, joining us from Tel Aviv, Israel.
to Washington,
I'm Mike Emanuel.
to your own backyard. If a story impacts you or your wallet, we're on it. It's the Fox News Rundown. We give every story the deeper look it deserves with must-listen interviews and smart analysis from the voices you can trust. Start your day with the Fox News Rundown. Listen and follow now at foxnewsrundown.com or wherever you get your favorite podcasts. From the Fox News Podcasts Network.
Hey, this is Trey Gowdy, host of the Trey Gowdy Podcast. Every Tuesday, you'll hear what's on my mind. Plus, every Thursday, there's a special bonus episode where we answer the questions that are on your mind. Make sure to spend your Tuesdays and Thursdays with Trey. Subscribe now at foxnewspodcast.com or wherever you download podcasts. Hope to see you.
America's listening to Fox News.
Court proceedings in the trial against a Florida man accused of trying to assassinate President Trump set to begin today.
Jury selection is expected to get underway in the trial of Ryan Ruth, who is representing himself in the federal court case. Ruth has pleaded not guilty to charges of attempting to assassinate a major presidential candidate, assaulting a federal officer, and several firearms violations. Prosecutors say Ruth plotted to kill then-candidate Trump before aiming a gun through shrubs at his West Palm Beach Country Club last year on September 15th. U.S. District Judge Eileen Cannon, who was presiding over the trial, warned Ruth last week about how he must conduct himself in front of jurors, including that he dress in professional business attire for the trial. Opening statements are expected to start on Thursday. Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
Some 475 mostly South Koreans detained in last week's ICE raid at a Hyundai plant in Georgia headed home now. Fox's Madison Scarpino.
South Korean media is saying that the foreign minister is planning to travel to the U.S. to finalize what they are calling an administrative procedure for this deal. And after that happens, South Korea will reportedly send a chartered plane here, and those hundreds of detainees, many who were searched and shackled, will fly back home to South Korea. The foreign country hopes this will not happen again. U.S. immigration officials say the 475 people arrested at this mega site were the result of a months-long investigation into illegal workers.
Hurricane Kiko losing steam as it passes near the Hawaiian Islands.
People in Hawaii are bracing for the effects of Kiko. The current Category 2 hurricane is expected to weaken to a tropical storm as it passes north of the islands Tuesday and Wednesday. Officials warn residents could still see heavy rain, strong winds, and dangerous surf. Emergency crews say they're ready to respond if needed.
And that is Fox's Ashley Strohmeyer reporting. I'm Sue Guzman. This is Fox News.
Every company needs money for investments to help grow working capital to take on today's economy. That's why Bank Pacific's commercial loan officers stand ready to help you. We offer several programs tailored to assist companies to get to the next step, or perhaps for a startup, including working with SBA and GITA. Bank Pacific. And we want to be your partner. Equal opportunity lender. Credit conditions apply.
Chee-hoo! Tamua is coming back to Guam. The UOG Endowment Foundation and Guam Comedy present the return of the comedy sensation, Tamua, with his hit Chee-hoo Tour. One night only, Saturday, November 1st at the UOG Cavill Fieldhouse. Tickets are going fast at guamtime.net, so don't wait. Get ready to laugh, celebrate, and shout, Chee-hoo!
Get double the speed at zero extra cost with GTA Fiber. Experience super fast and reliable fiber internet speeds, now starting at 200 Mbps to 1 gig, with upload speeds just as fast as download speeds and 100 times faster than cable internet. You can enjoy lag-free gaming and clear video calls. Fast is also affordable. Sign up for Fiber 200 for only $70 a month. Visit gta.net or call 644-4482. Terms and conditions apply.
Yo, ready to throw it back to the 80s and 90s? Boss 104, Star 101, and The Point invite everybody to the Color Me Throwback at Club Zoo. The Single and Willing to Mingle edition, Saturday, September 13th at Club Zoo. The mandatory dress code will be the brightest colors of the 80s and 90s, so get your outfit and get your glow wristbands ready to go, and let's do this. Plus, we're gonna take it back with a throwback ticket price of only $10, but you can only get them at the Choice Broadcasting Studios across DPW in Upper Tumon, Monday to Friday during working hours, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. If you don't get them from us, it'll be $20 at the door. So why wait? Get them now. Oh yeah, we're going to do the usual cash money drop throughout the evening, as well as t-shirt giveaways and other cool retro prizes. DJ Eddie V and DJ Daryl Lazama slamming the 80s and 90s all night long. Grab your crew, rock your freshest retro colors, and get ready to party like it's 1999 again. Color Me Throwback, the Single and Willing to Mingle edition, Saturday, September 13th at Club Zoo. Party starts at 8. Brought to you by
Proline Automotive, New Wave Studios,
Joe S. St. Augustine for Governor,
Island Clothing, Pat's Tinting and Detailing,
Lolita Cabinet of Hoffaday Realty,
Promotions Specialties, Off-Road Vixens Guam,
and the stations of Choice Broadcasting.
It is 1800 hours and 7 minutes. Time for Veterans with Benefits with your hosts, Anthony Tyron and Corinna Ballista.
Half a day. Welcome back. As always, I want to say thank you to our sponsors, Ambrose Inc., American Legion, Habsaba Family Medical Clinic, JTC Services, Master Blasters, The Most Services, the veteran nonprofit group HMI, 11Z's. They're right behind the radio station. I think I got red raspberry sweetened. They offer 11% discount for veterans and military. And then Domino's.
Thank you, Dane.
All right. And then Tatlu Eats, you can get 10% discount. Just tell them you're a veteran. And then you can also call in at 671-888-TALK. You're listening to Veterans with Benefits on The Point on 93.3. My favorite part, Veteran of the Week. Veteran of the Week is Antonio Pedro Guerrero. Antonio Guerrero honorably served in the United States Air Force, entering service at Anderson Air Force Base in 1974. Over the course of 20 years and 2 months of dedicated service, he rose to the rank of Security Supervisor, Tech Sergeant, before retiring from active duty at Kirtland Air Force Base in New Mexico in 1990. Mr. Guerrero's final duty assignment was with the 1608th Security Police Squadron, where he served with distinction. Throughout his Air Force career, he performed vital roles in security, law enforcement, and force protection, both stateside and overseas. His service included 2 years and 4 months of foreign duty and multiple specialized assignments supporting base defense, combat preparation, and perimeter security operations. For his exemplary service, Mr. Guerrero was awarded multiple military decorations, including Air Force Commendation Medal with 1 Oak Leaf Cluster, Air Force Outstanding Unit Award, 1 Oak Leaf Cluster, Air Force Good Conduct Medal with 1 Silver Oak Leaf Cluster, National Defense Service Medal, Armed Forces Expeditionary Medal, Air Force Overseas Short Tour Ribbon with 1 Oak Leaf Cluster, Air Force Graduate Ribbon with 1 Oak Leaf Cluster, Small Arms Expert Marksmanship Ribbon, Air Force Training Ribbon, Security Police Master Qualification Badge, and Mr. Guerrero completed extensive military education and professional development courses, including U.S. Air Force Supervisors Course, Work Center Section Supervisor Course, Management Course, MAC Flight Leadership Course, Security Police Combat Preparedness Courses, Air Base Ground Defense, Military Customs Inspection Course, Perimeter Surveillance Systems, and CCTV training. Numerous other short courses in security operations, safety, and instructional training. After 2 decades of honorable service, Mr. Guerrero retired after 4 years for his 20-plus years of service. His military career reflects the legacy of dedication, discipline, and professionalism in support of defense of the United States and the protection of its installations worldwide. He returned home to HMI Guam, where he continues to be remembered as a role model, a respected veteran, and a proud son of Guam who dedicated his career to service in uniform. Let us thank him for his service. The Veteran of the Week, Antonio Guerrero.
Yay.
All right.
Make sure you go over to Domino's and pick up your pizza. If not, send it to me and I'll eat it for you.
All right. So tip of the week. Should I do it?
Yes.
All right. So tip of the week. So Anthony and I are part of the veteran nonprofit organization HMI, and we're veteran advocates. Someone told us that. That's what we're called. Okay, we're veteran advocates. So we always want to address questions veteran ask us. And so it's hard to answer all the questions, but we try. How can I help my spouse access VA benefits after my death? That's an excellent and important question. Planning ahead ensures your spouse will be taken care of and able to smoothly access VA benefits after your death. Here's a clear breakdown of what your spouse needs to know and the steps to take. Key VA benefits for surviving spouses. DIC, Dependency and Indemnity Compensation. It's a monthly tax-free payment to the surviving spouse if the veteran died from a service-connected condition, or if the veteran was rated totally disabled 100%, or TDIU for a qualifying period before death. How to apply. File a VA Form 21P-534EZ. You'll need to provide a copy of the veteran's death certificate, marriage certificate, and any medical evidence that connects the cause of death to service or service-connected conditions. Helpful tip, if you are married to the veteran at the time of the death and live together, eligibility is usually straightforward. Survivor Healthcare is the next one, also called CHAMP VA. CHAMP VA stands for the Civilian Health and Medical Program of the Department of Veteran Affairs. It provides health care coverage to eligible survivors if the veteran was rated 100% permanent and total, or died from a service-connected condition. How to apply? File VA Form 10-10D, application for CHAMP VA benefits. This form used to only be able to be downloaded and sent in, but now you can apply for it online if you have a va.gov account. Note, if your spouse is also eligible for TRICARE through military retirement, they usually cannot receive CHAMP VA. Survivor pension, which is needs-based, income-based, is another benefit. It's a tax-free monthly payment for low-income surviving spouses of wartime veterans. How to apply? Same form as the DIC form. You'll file VA Form 21P-534EZ. You must meet income and net worth limits. The next one, burial and memorial benefits. What's available? Burial in a national or state veteran cemetery at no cost, government headstone, marker, and burial flag, presidential memorial certificate, burial allowance to help cover funeral expenses. How to apply? Funeral homes often assist with this. You'll file it on a VA Form 21P-530. Education benefits, Chapter 35 DEA. It is Dependents Educational Assistance. It provides up to 36 months of education and training benefits. Surviving spouses of veterans who died in service or due to a service-connected disability. How to apply? File VA Form 22-5490. Practical steps to prepare now. Gather important documents, DD-214, marriage certificate, veterans VA rating decisions, medical records, banking information for direct deposit. Make a benefits folder. Put all of these important documents in one area. Put the VA forms, letters, and key documents in one place that your spouse can easily access, or your dependents. File promptly after death. VA benefits are not automatic. The surviving spouse must file claims. Back pay only goes to the date of application, not the date of death, so don't delay. All right, that's a lot. But I feel like, sharing that information is what a lot of veterans do not know. So that's why we do it. Did you want to say hello?
Yes, I wanted to say hello to Knox and Aaliyah and to my mom.
Birthday?
Oh, yes. Belated birthday to my son.
All right. I have to write these things down because I have to remind you.
That's right. My memory's not that good. I forgot to take my memory pills. And it's been an ongoing, vicious circle.
Mm-hmm. And we didn't have a show last week.
That's right.
It was Memorial Day.
Did we not pay the bill?
I don't know.
Wait, what day was it?
Was it not Memorial Day? I'm sorry, Labor Day.
We're going back in time.
I need a break.
Is contagious.
Yes,
It is.
yes. I need 3 days wasn't long enough, Jose. It wasn't.
No.
So we just had we have our upcoming benefits boot camp number 45? 45 at the PD Social Hall next to the church.
That's correct.
Starts tomorrow, 5:30 to 8:30. Yeah. If you're getting off of work, don't worry about food because we'll have it catered by Miss Julie. And then we're going to have drinks. Thank you to Ambrose. And this is absolutely free. If you haven't registered, please try to register. You can send me a message at 671-682-7631 or send us a message on our website, www.hmiguam.com, and register for our free benefits boot camp.
And then we'll have Miss Wendy there on Thursday.
Yes, we'll have Miss Wendy Schwartz.
Yes.
She's out of Hilo?
Hawaii.
Yes. Talking about suicide prevention.
Yes.
Suicide prevention. And then I guess it's a good segue into what we attended last week. We attended hold on, I need to get the full name. It's the conference.
It's a conference.
It's a conference.
Yes.
Let's get the full name.
Circumference or just conference?
Conference.
Oh, conference.
Conference.
Just
Okay.
checking.
So we attended the Civil Legal Needs and Program Priorities Conference. It was at Hilton last week, Wednesday,
Yes.
right before our
Chatting with
the coach. Yes.
So we made history.
What we did?
Yeah, we were there. It's the first, and we were there.
I think it's the inaugural because I think
Yes.
they're going to do this every year.
We would hope so.
And it was really good. I know there was and it was registration. You had to register to attend.
Yes.
And when you walked in, they asked you your name. They found your badge. They gave you a little packet. And I'm like, oh, this is amazing.
That's
There's
only
their-
if you
there's their
read.
agenda.
That's only if they registered you, or the person that's supposed to register you registered you.
He's saying that because I forgot to register him. I registered myself, but I forgot to register him. But that's okay though, because their staff were so amazing. They had backup name tags to make for those that forgot to register.
Yeah, and they told me I couldn't eat because of that. I was so hungry.
Oh, I like that. I like that, Jose. That's some cool sound system.
So, all right. Now, what else did you have to say?
Now we can introduce our guests.
So, these women need no introduction. So, anyway, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and have the two of you introduce yourselves. That means you have to tell us your name, right? And tell us what you do and where you're from. And then we'll get started from there. We'll start here with you.
Thank you. My name's Carol Hinkle Sanchez. I'm the managing attorney at the Civil Law Center. The Civil Law Center is part of the Public Defender Service Corporation. And we are at Sinahanya, right beside the main public defender's office.
All right. And that's in front of the Sinahanya Payless.
That's correct. So it's actually the L-shaped building. The section of the building that we're on, the back of our building faces the mobile gas station, and right across us is 76.
Wow, you got all kinds of fuel places to go to.
Yes.
All right. And who else do we have?
My name is Edna Topastian. I am the management officer.
All right.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm the management officer of the office, and we're between two daycares when you come in.
All right. I guess they want me to be louder. All right.
Okay.
I'm soft-spoken.
No, he's not. No,
You're
he's
so
not,
sweet.
Jose.
All right, go
No,
ahead.
he's not.
My job there is to ensure that we help you to the best of our ability.
Okay. All right. And you've been working together on this project just a year, 2 years? How many years have you guys been doing this?
So I've been with the office for about a little over 3 years now, but so we are the legal needs assessment. We just started last year.
Okay.
We're just trying to identify. Part of what we're trying to do is to identify the legal needs of the community, so we can better serve the community.
Awesome. And in that community, right, it includes veterans, right? And I think that's why we've reached out and we started collaborating, because for us, we deal a lot with the veterans, and of course, this is a veteran talk show, and you guys didn't disappoint, right? That you do take care of veterans. And tell us a little bit more about that, like the programs or how that might affect us.
Yes, we do. So we actually do service the veterans. We want to service everyone in the community, especially our veterans. We know, there's populations in our island that are, they need the help. And so we have various programs in the office. We have our civil indigent legal program, which is locally funded. It's our actual civil law where we provide civil legal representation to those that qualify, income-based.
Okay.
We also have our Elder Justice Program, which is for our elder manuncles. And under the federal grant, we get that from the Department of Public Health, the Division of Senior Citizens, under Title III-B.
Okay.
And that allows us to service 60 years or older. And then we have our advocacy, which is protective orders.
Okay.
And that's under also a federal grant, which is the Stop Violence Against Women's grant from the governor's office. And then, of course, we have our at-risk homelessness grant that's from West Care for Veterans.
Okay.
But as I mentioned, in our civil indigent, it's income-based, but because Guam law defines seniors as 55 and older, we service them as well through that local funding.
All right.
Yeah, and then, of course, the veterans will qualify under any of these programs. And so we want to make it clear that we do provide these services to our veterans, and it's free.
Okay, and that the conference that we had was a way for us to really determine, what the needs are, and I think we had a good chunk of veterans that came out, right?
Yes, we did, and I was very glad that I was able to get one to speak on our panel.
Oh yeah.
Because I want everyone to know, in every walk, there's people that's going to need this kind of help, and we want to be able to help everybody that we can.
Almost to a fault, right? According to Basil.
Yeah, sometimes they wonder why but you know what? The reality is there's other agencies that do provide services like Micronesian Legal and Guam Legal, but all the services are limited. So we want to maximize whatever resources we can for the community.
Right. And again, right, you folks, just like the other, I think you wanted to put a plug earlier for the Guam Legal Service, and they were just like you guys. When we went to them, they were really very helpful, and they told us a lot of things about what they can do, and they told us about a lot of things they can't do, right? I mean, so I think when Basil was talking at the symposium, he mentioned about not being able to, you guys don't do this to go after people for money, right?
That's correct. So there's restrictions that we all have, and then the restrictions on us is if there's a fee-generating case, we won't do that, but most of the work we do is we want to make sure that the basic human rights, like just for them to be able to live peaceful, if it affects their livelihood, those are the areas we're looking at where benefits are, affected or whatnot.
And with stuff, with things like this, right? So if veterans stateside are able to get a certain service, right, that all veterans should be getting, shouldn't that apply also to veterans here on Guam?
Of course, I believe it should.
And if it doesn't, right, this is some place where we can go in there and take a look at why it isn't applying, right? And obviously we're different from stateside because we're not states, we're territories, but it usually pretty much covers the same thing. So if there's a service that's out there, we should be duplicating that here. So if they're not, we can come to you and you will break their door down and make them do it.
Or she'll create it.
Or
she'll find the resources, find the funding, and she'll create it.
Yeah.
So that leads to, that's a good segue into what are the threshold? Do they need to be making a certain income or for those that you service?
So depending on the program, under our Elder Justice, there isn't any threshold. It's just an age requirement, 60 years or older.
Okay.
With the protective order, we have to meet the criterias under the law to obtain a protective order.
Okay.
And then of course with the at-risk grant that we get under West Care, that's referred from West Care. That's a referral based.
Okay.
But for our civil indigent, which is our locally funded, it's based on income.
Mm-hmm.
It's 200% over the federal poverty guidelines. But again, if they come in and we're going to look at their circumstance, we're going to do what we can to help them.
Awesome. All right. And you said age. I don't know, earlier we talked about 55 and you said 60, but if they're 55,
if they're 55, we would service them because Guam law defines our manamcos 55 and older. So we service them under, before we were using ARPA money to supplement the 55 to 59, but we now utilize, we're locally funded. Like I said, we're actually a government entity, not a nonprofit like Guam Legal and Micronesian Legal are.
Okay.
So we would supplement that portion of the population under our local grant. But again, even if they're under 55, I know a lot of veterans are not yet 55.
Yes.
We will service them. Those are the ones that will be based on income if they want to come in and look for services, but we're always trying to provide them with any kind of guidance we can.
And as part of your packet that you handed out, I just want to read some of the things that you guys help with at the Elder Justice Center. So Elder Justice Center provides legal assistance to those 60 years of age and older, and some of the things that are your services are seniors who are tenants in a residential rental, last will and testament, powers of attorney, right of sepulcher, living will, defense against adult guardianship, guardianship over minor children, and medical overbilling. And some of these things are the things that, veterans do ask us. And when I reached out to Carol Kabilis before we met you and knew what your program was, I asked Carol, hey, a veteran messaged me and asked me, how does he go about doing a will? And so she said, she sent me to you guys. And I said, oh, okay. And I think that's how we connected, right, Edna? Yes. And then when Edna attended the Veteran Symposium, I think the first day, I think Basil told you we should be presenting, and it happened where someone couldn't make it, and we slid you right in, and the veterans kept Basil up there for a little bit. But that's good, though, because, there are some legal issues that they have that some veterans, like I told you earlier, their only income is their VA compensation, their VA benefits, right? So they can't afford to hire a lawyer, and that's where you guys come in and fill the gap.
That's right. And like I said, they can come in. We have various programs. We'll try to get them through those programs to see, especially determining what they need. But those services you mentioned, yes, that's primarily the services being offered under our Elder Justice, and we have this whole conference so we can actually expand the services that we provide to the community.
Now, I know a lot of our veterans out there, right? They may fall under the Medicare, or they fall under just the VA healthcare benefit, where the VA and Medicare are supposed to be providing them with services. So one of the things is there's this big to-do about, if you're not authorized to, if you don't get an authorization from the VA, and even though you're entitled to it, you don't get it, right? I mean, what can your agency do about something like that? I mean, it almost seems like, you get a veteran who has challenges already, and then they try to dump everything on the veteran as if the veteran's getting paid to do this work. I mean, is that something you can take a look at?
Definitely. I mean, it's something we can look at and see if it can be streamlined. I mean, a lot of times in everything, right, you got to go through the channel of whatever we do. I mean, even with us in stuff that we handle, there's always going to be a channel that needs to be, that we need to exhaust. But if we can streamline it and make it more efficient, or get forms that are required so that they know what they need to turn in, that's stuff that we can work on.
And doesn't it make sense, like, if you educate them about what is actually there? Maybe the veterans can look at it and say, hey, haven't you been listening to Veterans with Benefits? They had those lovely ladies on there telling you about everything you need. And, if they provide these things, right, it would make sense that the veteran can kind of guide themselves to some extent. But when the veteran has to go into a place and say, hey, my name is this, and you got to do an appointment for me, and oh, by the way, you got to pay my bill, and So every single thing that you're doing, the veteran might as well be the doctor, be the nurse, be the admin, and get all the services taken care of by themselves. We'll answer that when we come back.
Yes, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. You're listening to Veterans with Benefits on The Point.
All right.
Fox Facts.
The quote, "Play it again, Sam," is one of the most famous misquotes in cinema history. It was never actually spoken in the classic 1942 film Casablanca. In the movie, Ilse Lund, played by Ingrid Bergman, says this.
Play it, Sam. Play as time goes by.
Later, Rick Blaine, played by Humphrey Bogart, addresses Sam as well.
You played it for her, you play it for me.
At no point does anyone say, "Play it again, Sam." The misquote gained traction through cultural references, parodies, and reinterpretations of the film. It was further popularized by the title of Woody Allen's 1972 movie, Play It Again, Sam. Over time, the phrase entered popular culture as a shorthand reference to the iconic scenes involving the song As Time Goes By.
Remember this, a kiss is just a kiss.
Matt Murphy, Fox News.
Celebrating the 176-year anniversary of American President Lines, APL is a trusted partner to the U.S. government and its military. Our U.S.-flagged vessels are proud to provide ocean transportation, logistics, and critical mission support worldwide, and most especially to our local partners right here on Guam and Saipan. APL has an extensive network that connects your shipping needs to anywhere in the world. The APL Guam team is dedicated and are here to help you. Call 588-4651 or visit apl.com. APL, global presence with a local home.
Listen to The Point anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Find your favorite stations like The Point and discover more. Music stations, local and trusted news sources, sports talk and team coverage, plus today's biggest podcasts. Find it all on the Odyssey app. AUDACY.
And we're back. You're listening to Veterans with Benefits on The Point 93.3. You can call into 671-888-TALK. So we're just going to read some comments online. We have Michael Nauta saying half a day. Brennan Fausto, number one.
Right.
And then we have, and then we have, what is it? Oh, Jose gave him a salute. And then he said, "Good evening, brother." We have Janet Green asking, do they only see veterans? How about the spouses? Does it cost anything to see you all? And then we have Ken Paulino, good evening. Biba HMI, awesome team. Then we have Mr. Cooper, Gary Cooper. If you haven't attended HMI's boot camp, you're missing out on a wealth of information, and we vets need to know.
Thank you, Gary.
All right. And then if you're watching us on YouTube and Facebook, you'll see a QR code there. That is so you could scan it to apply for services with the Elder Justice Center and the Advocacy Center. And then we'll have Miss Edna take it away with the questions. And where can they find you? How can they get a hold of you?
How much they charge?
And how much you charge?
We don't charge anything.
Oh, you're like HMI. You don't charge. Very good. Zero. Very
All
good.
right.
We are located in Sinajana. We are the two-story brown building that used to be the old U.S. Social Security building.
Okay.
In front of Payless, right before the gas station and the traffic light at the top of the hill. When you pull into the parking lot, there's 3 yellow parking stalls that say EJC. Our door's right in front. We are 8 to 12, 1 to 5.
Okay.
We are on the first floor. We're between the 2 daycares. You can reach us at 671-969-3131. Our email is support@guamejc.org.
All right.
All right. And so for the question, can you help spouses? So yes, right, because that would be anyone, right? And if like you told us earlier, you would do the intake and see what they need, and you'll help them right away, or like you said,
Correct.
by priority.
So how I do it they can access our website at Guam Elder Justice Center, and see what they need, fill out the forms there. Once they send the forms in, someone will contact them immediately and make sure their forms are complete, and then they will set an appointment. If they walk into our office, we will ask them for documents that we need based on what they want or what services they are looking to get. Once we receive everything before you walk out that door, we will make you an appointment to meet with the attorney and get what you need done.
All right.
So I just wanted to answer the question. I know that she asked if we just service veterans and how, but we actually, like you mentioned, we actually service everybody that qualifies for the services we provide, and it is free. Every service we provide is free. Also, for those that require that are bedbound or hospitalized, we can do homebound visits once we get the certification.
Okay.
Or if if they're hospitalized and require like healthcare directives, power of attorneys, they want to do their last will, and we know they're in the hospital because we generally contact the social workers will contact our office and coordinate with us from whether it's GMH or GMC or HSP or FHP, and then we would do the hospital visits and provide the services at the hospital.
Very good. So for all you veterans out there listening, you want to get a hold of this information, and for those of us that don't have the availability to JAG or any of the other legal services, we have something, and this is why we brought you guys on to our symposium, right? Is a lot of times our veterans don't know where to go or what's available to them, and you guys are a huge resource, just like Guam Legal Service, so you guys don't disappoint, and we really appreciate that, and I'm sure our veterans, they want to hear that, so we got a call.
Oh, we have a call. Okay.
All right. So, can you hear me?
Hello. Half a day.
Half a day.
Wow. You guys have a really great panel, great show. Mr. Tyron, you're very lucky to be there with two very smart, pretty ladies. I know you're feeling lucky, and good for you. Great discussion, great service.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
So we celebrate the fact that veterans have more services now because of groups like HMI and I guess like this organization that's being highlighted today. But I think it's safe to say that it took a lot of grassroots leadership and veterans helping each other peer-to-peer to get through a lot of the bureaucracy. And so I think the people of Guam would definitely appreciate what I'm about to say, and that is I think it's high time that more veterans participate in the process that helps to get services like this to the entire community, but particularly to veterans. And so I hope everybody agrees, but even if they don't, they should consider that Mr. Wayne Anthony Tyron, be recruited to represent the people of Guam to be the next senator in the Guam legislature. I think his leadership and his charisma and personality will do well to represent all the people, but particularly the people from the veterans community. So Biba Wayne Tyron, I hope everybody will call in with likewise support. But Biba Wayne Tyron,
I'm gonna have to pay you that money that But thank you for calling in.
Everybody call Wayne and tell him to run for senator. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Did he say
that was not a toll-free call?
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you for that. It's nice to hear those kinds of things. More importantly, it's nice that our veterans are out there taken care of, right? And then what you're doing is gonna be huge for them, right? And we enjoy that, right? Because when you see veterans these days, right, they have something to look forward to, and we really want to keep that going. And they bring some funding into the island that we don't see anywhere else, right? I mean, we're looking for tourists right now, when right here at home we have homegrown tourists that we can start helping to get them into filing for their benefits, and hopefully they get compensation, being able to apply for medical care. And what that does is it brings jobs into the island. It brings funding that the VA has to put here on our island to care for our veterans. And there's so many veterans that are still out there too that are not even able to file or take advantage of this. Imagine if we got all of them to do this. I mean, as of August last year to August this year, right, We've brought in $745,000 into this island, and that money is going to come into the island every month for as long as all these veterans are alive. Now, that might be going to the veteran, but that money gets out into the economy. And if you look around, right, most of our veterans are the people that are out there that you see out in the community, right? They're at the restaurants, they're shopping, and it helps that they continue to keep our economy moving with money that's not part of tourism and not part of the military. So if we can do that, that's great. And with your help, of course, that's going to be something that, will help them, because a lot of them do need help. We have a good amount of them out there that need just a little bit of a push, right? They need to talk to another veteran, and they need your reassurance, right? Because for a long time, the veterans will be told no, and no, that's not for you. You can't have this, you can't have that. But today, we have Guam Legal Services, we have Carol Hinkle Sanchez, and we have Etna Tapasnia on our staffing to help us take care of our veterans. And that's great, because they have questions and they need help and they need answers, and you folks are the ones that can help them with that.
All right. So I really like that question that she had, and I'm glad that we brought you to the symposium, and we spoke to you this morning, and veterans get to hear more about you hopefully all month long, because we have the podcast and we have the radio show, and I think it's what was needed. I think we've touched a lot of different resources for veterans, and I think this was one that we didn't get to. And then I also just want to remind everyone that September is Suicide Awareness Month. Yes. We're going to have, who we're going to have next week? Miss Wendy. She's going to call in next week. Miss Wendy's going to call in next week. But can I just, I'm just looking through your folder, and I did want to just talk about, or if you guys can talk about all these different ones, the resources that you guys also invited that were there. If you want to just touch on.
Oh, yeah, I can. Okay. So the resources that we invited there, so we had, of course, Guam Legal Services, who also provides free legal representation, and they do it for individuals with disabilities under our their protection and advocacy program. They also provide protective orders as well. So a lot of the stuff they do, it of course, it involves an individual that has a disability, and it's related to the disability, right? So, and then we had Micronesian Legal Services, who's another nonprofit legal service for our island, and they also do a lot of civil legal representation that deals with like denial of benefits or benefit issues. They do other things like immigrations, bankruptcy, protective orders, similar to the stuff we do, guardianships over minors. And so aside from the legal stuff, we also had brought in Medicare.
Oh, yes.
And we had Medicare, the programs under the Department of Public Health and Social Services. We brought in individuals to talk about assisted devices and technology, because it's really important. There's so many different types of assisted devices and technology that can be used to enhance their life.
Yes.
And to also improve their life.
Yes.
Their mobility, their ability to provide themselves, to do things on their own, right? Which is important. We want to encourage them to continue to be able to do things, because there's devices and technology out there that can help them. And so we thought that was an important. We also had the Homeless Coalition talk about matters. And, we know that there are some veterans who go through that phase. Like you said, many live off of their veterans' benefits.
Yes.
And times have changed. The cost of living has risen.
Right.
Many people that, even if you look at the government of Guam retirement, right?
Yeah.
Many of the older individuals who retired decades ago, right? Although they get cost of living, sometimes it's not enough. The rising cost of everything, is going to absorb the amount of money they make.
Yes.
And so, that homeless, that's a big gap we want to always include in everything we do, because, our goal is prevention, right? It's always going to be, what can we do to ensure people's quality of life is good.
And even if they're currently homeless, right, by choice, it's always good to know that, hey, if they ever wanted to go to a place to get the services, that it exists. You know what I mean? Because for them, right, it's like, hey, I want to be where I'm at right now. But if they ever say, hey, I want to come back to this side of the world, right, it needs to be available to them. So, and I think we got a break coming up, right? And then I think after that we'll come back and we'll finish
wrap
up.
it up. Yes. You're listening to us on The Point, 93.3. We'll be right back.
Craving delicious dishes with local flavors? Look no further than Mezcla Bistro. From our juicy burgers to flavorful seafood and local fusion, every dish is made with love and the freshest ingredients. Join us for an unforgettable lunch, dinner, or decadent Sunday brunch. Visit us online at mezclaguam.com or call 671-479-2652 or 671-489-2653 to make a reservation. Mezcla Chamorro Fusion Bistro, a true taste of Guam.
Vote for Mezcla Bistro and Pica's Best 2025.
Need publicity for your big events? We've got a great feature on the Point's website to help you get your happening noticed for free. Just go to thepoint.gu and look for the community button. Click on submit your event and then fill in the blanks. You can even upload your flyer. Once we approve it, it'll show up on all Choice Broadcasting websites. Did I say it was free? From 5Ks to car washes, lunch plates, fundraisers, whatever. Let us help you get the word out. Free! Get started on thepoint.gu.
Okay, and we're back. You're listening to Veterans with Benefits on 93.3 The Point. You can call into 671-888-TALK. So it's coming up. December is coming up really fast. And thanks to Jose, our great producer, for reminding me. Reach Across America. If you have any family members resting at the Veteran Cemetery in Assen, this is a yearly national fundraiser. It's called Reach Across America. So HMI is one of the veteran nonprofit organizations, and last year we met our goal of 100 wreaths. Right. And so all you need to do is scan the QR code or visit Reach Across America. On December 13, 2025, we'll be laying these wreaths, or on the website you can choose to have the volunteers, and most every year the volunteers that come out are ROTC or the Boy Scouts. And they come and they lay the wreath. And when you watch this and you see it and you lay a wreath yourself, you lay the wreath, you say the veteran's name, you salute, and it's a really solemn event. But it's also, it's a way to remember the ones that are, to honor the veteran and to honor the family member there. So I just wanted to, talk about it because December will come up really fast. And it's already September.
If they wanted to get a wreath for a family member who's not there, they're still able to purchase the wreath.
Yes.
But they got to take it themselves to where they want to get it laid, right?
So yes, thank you for that. So if the veteran is resting at, let's just say, Guam Memorial in Barrigada, they can purchase the wreath and coordinate with the cemetery, and you can pick up the wreath and then take that to Barrigada. Yes, and everything is done online. So if you're going to try to do this online, get someone to help you, or before you hit the submit button, because there's a lot of it's sort of easy and hard to navigate the website. They keep changing it every year. But if you just know that if you want someone to place the wreath, there's that option. If you want to pick up the wreath yourself, that's an option. Or if you want to sponsor a wreath for someone, if you live off island and you want to still purchase that wreath, you can. And the fundraiser works. So every time a wreath is purchased, $5 goes to our nonprofit, HMI.
And also I wanted to mention that, Matson is usually the folks that bring those wreaths in for all of us here. And, we really should be grateful that they're doing that. And if I'm not mistaken, they do that kind of like as a way to give back to our veterans. And it would be nice if we could fill that up and, actually get that container filled of all those wreaths and get them out there to all the veterans out there.
Yeah. Just real quick, I was able actually able to get 3 wreaths
Oh, wow.
this time, and 1 from my father. And there is a little bit of a learning curve to put the information on there.
Yeah.
However, I do want to suggest, if you do have a loved one that's buried at the Veterans Cemetery and you haven't been there recently, please go and check, because they did revamp the numbering system there. So some of the plot locations are now under a different, it's the same kind of system, but they have different letterings and numberings now. So I was able to get the recent one, because I took pictures every year, and I'm like, hey, these are different now.
Was it online?
No,
the numbering?
They could have it online. I don't know if they put the database online, because they're a little slower.
Yeah.
But there are numbers on top of like if there's a crypt, there are numbers. I don't know about the in-ground burials.
Oh, I see.
But the crypts have numbers next to them, not on the site itself. But you are able to put in the first and last name, rank. In fact, anything that's on the placard, if you have a picture of the placard and know what's on the placard of the burial site, put it on there as far as information goes, and your wreath will go to that site.
So I wanted to put a plug here for Eddie Regis and the Flame Tree folks, right? So he put together the actual mapping of that place, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they used disabled people to actually put that together, and for whatever reason they used to fund that, and it was able to be taken care of, and the good work that they did, I think, had to stop. But I think they're trying to do it again, so that it makes it so much easier. Plus, you got the Flame Tree folks and Eddie and the good work they do, being able to help us veterans to identify where our loved ones are on that whole system, if you will.
It's a system.
All right.
All right. Thank you for that reminder, Jose, and thank you, Anthony, and also thank you to Phil for reminding us.
Yes.
I think, right, he said let's push those wreaths,
Yes,
because
exactly.
we want all the veterans and all the families to know about this, because every year after the event happens, someone says, how come no one told me? Why didn't anyone tell me? So we're starting early, and hopefully the word gets out. And I've seen the flyer pushed out to different locations, so I'm happy that everyone is sharing.
All right.
We have a question online from Mr. Juan Tovis. Does HMI have an approved VSO accredited through VA? Mr. Tovis, we do not. What HMI does is teach benefits boot camp, where we teach the veteran that they can do this on their own. So the first day at our benefits boot camp, we teach you about the law, what that governs filing for your VA claim. The second day, we go over required forms. The third day, we tell you what happens after you file a claim. So the VA wants you to do this. A lot of people just push and say you have to hire someone to do this for you. You have to pay money. No, you don't. You can do this on your own. And yes, we help veterans because we have computers that they can use. We help veterans print, fax, upload, because a lot of veterans don't know how to use technology. So that's where HMI comes in. We teach you, we empower you to do this on your own.
Yes, thank you for that, Mr. Tovis. And you should come see us. And if you have more questions, you're welcome to ask your VSO out there if you're able to do this on your own. And if they don't tell you that, shame on them. Because if you're a VSO out there and you're not telling the veterans that they can file their own claim, and there's something called a duty to assist there, Mr. Tovis. So, reach out and we'll take care of you, right? One way or the other, you got to file your claim. Because if your VSOs are tied up with any other activity that they find to be a priority other than you as the veteran, maybe you need to start reconsidering how you can empower yourselves and take care of yourself. Because unfortunately, our veterans need more help, and we don't have enough VSOs. So you can continue to harp about trying to get VSOs out there, but until our veterans know they can take care of themselves, then maybe you're doing yourself a disservice. But yes, come see us face to face. We don't hide. We are out there all the time. We'll be in PD. We announce it all the time. So please come see us and talk to me. I'm really nice. I have teeth, but I don't bite.
So looking at your flyer again, we weren't able to stay the whole time, but did you guys already book the Hilton for next year?
We probably will be soon.
Well, and we'll work together on that. I mean, we'd love to get more veterans out there to learn that, and that's exactly what we do. And then you guys are also welcome to come to the symposium and the summit.
Yes. And this function was free. And I see in the bottom here that it was partially funded by Title Services Order.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I can't read that. Is it 111 or 3B?
3B.
3B, okay. Act of 1965. So I know when I pushed it out, a lot of veterans were asking, hey, is this free? How do I register? So I told them, scan the QR code, make sure you register and attend. And we actually saw veterans that said, hey, I am only here because you sent the message out, and thank you for sending it out. And they stayed the whole time. And I'm pretty sure they were well informed of all the services that are available. But this was an amazing thing, and we look forward to next year's.
Yes, and we'll be asking you guys to present as well.
Oh, wow.
She's like, oh, you're on the hook now.
Well, and this is the only way our veterans are going to get this information, right? And
yes.
And now, for all the folks out there that are so worried, right, we now have attorneys around us. So, we're using these attorneys to help these veterans. So, whether you're a VSO or not, right, our attorneys can help you understand a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. Did you guys want to add anything before we
this is your
sign off?
Few minutes of fame. So you say hi to somebody, or?
I'm just going to say hi to the CLC team. Thanks for putting up with me.
Okay.
Oh, same thing. Thank you to my team. I know I drive you crazy, but we do a good service, and I know that you're proud of yourself when you leave at the end of the day.
And I should say my dad's a veteran.
Yes.
Right? And I want to say hi to my mom. And
Yes.
my younger brother's birthday, the youngest, is coming up.
Okay.
With that girl.
He's a veteran, right?
He's still in the military.
Yeah, your family full of veterans.
Full of veterans.
Yes.
I do too.
My brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And yes, you're married to a.
I have a whole lot of veterans in my family.
Yeah.
My son-in-laws are veterans.
Well, you got to get them to the HMI boot camp.
I have uncles, I have aunts. My father was a veteran. My grandfather was a veteran. My grandmother was in the Navy.
So you have no reason not to want to do what you're doing.
That's right.
Veterans in my family.
And it's high time our veterans started being taken care of out here. And and even with all the things we're doing, there's so much more we're missing out. That if we can even just be at the same level as what's going on stateside, it's going to be so awesome.
Mm-hmm. And I'd have to say, I think we talked about this earlier, from August 2024 to August 2025, I've been tracking. So we've helped over 337 veterans get over $745,000. This is tax-free money once a month for the rest of their lives.
And that comes in every month.
Every month. So when veterans get to pay, use their VA home loan to pay their mortgage, when veterans get free health care, when their children get to go to college for free, when you see veterans lining up at the restaurants, they're injecting money into the economy. It's not just sitting in their bank accounts. Well, there are some veterans that just like to save their money, but there are others, that do use services. They go to the hotels. There's a lot of things. We see veterans everywhere.
Yeah.
So veteran, if you haven't filed yet, make sure you come make it to our boot camp tomorrow. PD Social Hall. We start at 5:30. If you haven't registered, that's okay. We'll have you register there. And don't worry if you're running late because you're trying to get something to eat, because we cater. And this is all by donations from veterans that have come before you and that we've assisted, and they say, hey, HMI is a great organization. We're just going to donate to you.
And we want to thank everyone for listening. Thank you for coming. Thanks to our guests, and we'll have you on again. So be sure you're ready. And good things are coming. If you're not part of the solution, you are part of the problem.
All right. We'll see you guys all next week.
Thanks, Jose.
You.
The Point is KUSG, Hagåtña, Guam, 93.3 FM and 104.3 HD3. HD3.
An attack in Israel. I'm Ted Lindner, Fox News. This is a Fox News alert. At least 4 people are dead and 11 others injured in a shooting attack in Israel this morning. Paramedics say 3 are seriously wounded. The shooting occurred aboard a bus at the Ramon Junction in Jerusalem. Police say the 2 attackers were neutralized soon after the shooting began. World leaders are coming to Manhattan, New York City for the UN General Assembly, and the stakes couldn't be higher.
The 80th session of the UN General Assembly opens in New York City this week, and it's expected to be one to watch. Later this month, some of America's closest allies